He's evolving! Where is he going? Pokemon VR is quite the trip. And no, I don't mean a flock of goats. On the surface, the idea is a great one. I mean, who wouldn't want to experience anything Pokemon related in virtual reality? Especially since when I was a kid, I thought living in the Pokemon universe would be sick. Now that I'm an adult, I realize how low-key scary that would be because of a few Pokemon in particular. My opinion has changed since I was a kid. Nevertheless, although this unofficial Pokemon VR game does scratch that itch, it's kind of a buggy mess. And I'll scatter all these bugs and weird happenings I found throughout this video. Regardless, I did enjoy playing it as much as I have. And I'll also admit, I haven't touched this game in a hot minute from when this video will probably come out. So some bugs might be fixed by now. Who knows? Anyway, if you haven't heard of this game before, well, it's pretty darn self-explanatory. Pokemon meet VR. VR, this is Pokemon. And before you know it, boom! They have a baby called, you guessed it, Pokemon VR. I really didn't do much research on this game before playing it because I wanted to go in fairly blind. My monkey brain hears Pokemon and is instantly drawn in. And if you think about it, that's kind of bananas. But it got me to make a video on this game, so it can't be that bananas, right?
What? Why did I faint? Why am I over here? Pawniard, no! Pawniard, no!
Anyway, let me take you on my Pokemon VR experience. An experience that is fundamentally just a Pokemon experience, but a fan-made VR version of that.
3, 2, 1, go!
We start off, as you do in any good Pokemon adventure, by choosing a starter Pokemon. I had to go with my boy Squirtle, but I really wanted the Master Ball that the professor had stashed away.
There's a Master Ball in here. Whoa. Give me that.
There were swords in the ground where you can allegedly spectate a Pokemon battle, but they weren't doing anything. I explored the menus and saw some random Pokemon standing around, so I tried to battle one of them and accidentally made my Squirtle a butt sniffer. It's always Squirtle doing this kind of stuff, I swear. After stumbling into a Pokemon Center, I got very sidetracked with a mirror that was in there.
Hey.
After that, I found out that walking into a Pokemon that's just standing around is what initiates a battle with them. However, later on, I was being pulled into random Pokemon battles without even walking into Pokemon. But we'll get there. Battles are, for some reason, timed. You have 60 seconds to choose a move. I can't figure out the purpose of why this is implemented into a regular wild battle encounter, but c'est la vie. Nurse Joy wouldn't heal my Pokemon until I clicked on her. Don't take that out of context.
I like to heal my Pokemon.
Once I was healed and ready to face the world, I ventured into the first route. I beat up a young child and his rat. Don't take that out of context either. And couldn't figure out how to catch a Munna. The game really doesn't tell you anything on how to play, so it's really just figuring it out yourself. I mean, yes, it's a Pokemon game, but you know, there are VR mechanics and button controls and things that they just don't tell you. But your boy Reckless isn't gonna give up that easily. But I did give up on catching that Munna. Next up, I was on the road to... or whatever. Visiting the Pokemart was actually one of the cooler experiences I faced in the game so far. Seeing Pokemon in VR is pretty neat. Yeah, I like that. But the way the shopping is designed is actually really immersive in the VR space. You literally pick the items off the shelf and place them into your bag before having the store clerk check you out. It's a small thing, but I really appreciate it, especially since it uses, you know, VR movement, you know. I guess that's just regular movement, huh? You know what I mean. While battling a Purloin, I encountered this message.
Purloin used foul play, nothing happened, ask the devs. What?
So now I feel obligated to ask the devs, what's up with this? Also, what's up with some of the Pokemon spawn locations?
Like, are there Pokemon outside the boundary? Like, how am I supposed to get to those?
Besides that, I straight up just couldn't encounter some Pokemon, like Mankey and Lillipup.
Oh, can I do this? Please?
Hello? I also just want to say, as a disclaimer, I'm not bashing on the devs at all. I appreciate that they have this big project they're working on and presumably are passionate about. Me pointing out all these bugs and oddities aren't out of hate or anything, obviously. It's out of love, actually. That felt kind of cheesy, but nevertheless, if any of the devs are watching this by chance, keep it up. You're doing great. Mwah. I'm gonna continue to point out the bugs though. After restarting my game, I was able to encounter Pokemon again, and I added Lillipup and Mankey to my team. I went to heal my team and noticed something.
There's some Ash here, but I'm actually not Ash. I don't know, man.
I fought my way through Viridian Forest and made it to the next town. But here, it took me a long time to simply enter the Pokemon Center, do my business, and leave.
I'm in the building. Literally, like I'm not in the building, but I'm in the. Huh? Why can't I go in this Pokemon Center?
3 weeks later.
Oh. Okay. All right.
Leaving was more excruciating than entering, for sure.
I can't leave. I can't. Can I reset position? Resets in here. Okay. Yeah, I can't leave the Pokemon Center.
Many months later.
Oh, did I leave? Oh my gosh, I'm out. I'm out. I'm never going back.
When I finally got out and trained up my Squirtle a bit, I found another bug. I was scared to go back into the Pokemon Center, understandably, so I figured I'd use some potions on Squirtle. However,
I just take for granted that things will work in these games, and they don't. I use a potion. He's at 12 HP. Squirtle, okay? Use item, use on Squirtle. He is still at 12 HP. So I just burned through 3 potions of nothing. It was just air. It's just water.
my morale was low at this point, so I figured adding some new Pokemon to my team would make me feel better. Luckily, there was a wild Hitmontop just loitering like the chill dude he is. Unluckily though, this Hitmontop was not so chill because he wouldn't let me catch him.
Oh, he might wipe me.
And he wiped my entire team. And guess where I go after being wiped out?
No! No! No!
I waited another eternity to leave this Pokemon Center again, feeling down, nothing's going my way, so what do? Do I give up? No. No. I go to challenge the gym leader, of course. I do so just to encounter another bug.
The text is backwards.
I beat the 2 trainers in the gym and decided to go right up to Brock, marching right up to him and say, "Hey buddy, you listen here. I'm gonna take you down." And I wasn't gonna go heal my Pokemon beforehand for obvious reasons. But to no one else's surprise, I encountered this.
The stairs don't work. The stairs are a trap.
After finally getting to this man's, I kicked his little rocky butt. Don't take that out of context. Please don't take that. Why am I saying this? Oh my god. With everything I had to deal with up to this point, I was convinced the game just didn't give me a gym badge for a second, because it doesn't prompt you with any indicators that you've received one. I did end up finding it though, so that's cool. On to Route 3. Spawned onto the route with a Poniard just waiting for me, but I didn't have any balls to stuff them in, so I had to go buy some. On my way out of the Pokemart, I wasn't expecting to see what I saw.
Yo, Reckless! You look good. Just got that skin. Rah! Burn! Reckless! What's your best Pokemon? Squirtle! Yeah! Yours is better than mine. If we're doing a one-on-one, yeah, he's better. I got this, though. Horsey! I can't get him. Oh,
I got
Rah!
Where's this real?
I'll show you. It's quite rare, I think, because I only seen one.
Yeah, so this game is multiplayer. Did I forget to mention that? Anyways, the Poniard was still waiting for me, so I caught that bad boy. Then I made my way through the route, then through Mount Moon, but I did make a revolutionary discovery, way later than I should have.
Oh, you know what? I could skip these people by doing this. I can just teleport past them. Crazy stuff. I'm gonna fight this one anyway.
I made my way over to the next town and barely beat a Team Rocket grunt. I also found a wild Zubat, and I wanted to catch it. I do love me a Crobat, but then I killed it.
No, I killed it! I killed it! I killed it. This is the eternal doom I face. Just falling through the map.
Luckily though, I caught the next one I saw. I later found out that this is a level 10 Zubat that knows a couple stronger moves than it probably should.
What the heck? Zubat knows Steel Wing and Giga Drain. That's insane for a Zubat.
After this, I more or less just trained my Pokemon for a bit. I did catch a Carnivine. I did eventually go to challenge the gym leader Misty, the water type gym leader. By the time I beat the trainers that led up to her, I also realized that there are stairs up to her too, and I had some war flashbacks. I did make it up to her though, and after I kicked her butt, I fell off the pedestal. The more I look back on the footage of this game, the more I realize one thing. This game has a lot more of that novelty, like seeing Pokemon in VR feeling, more than it actually utilizes the VR specific mechanics. What I mean by this is that the game doesn't feel very VR-y as it maybe could. Like, aside from buying items at the Pokemart and actually throwing a Pokeball to catch Pokemon, I kind of just stayed slumped in my chair playing this game. I did continue on to Route 5 though.
Why are there so many turtles?
I fought some battles before making it to the next town, where the next gym leader, Lieutenant Surge, resides.
Ah yes, this house. So beautiful.
Before I stopped playing during that current play session, I wanted to see my Squirtle evolve. He's come so far up to this point. So I kept training up my little turtle, until...
He's evolving! Where's he going? Yay! He's big.
Then I immediately put my brand spanking new War Turtle to work.
Oh, you got a Sandshrew? You're done for, buddy.
Oh, and I caught a Litleo. Now, since the next gym leader is electric type, I just thought it might be good to have some ground type moves. However, I had a grand total of 0 ground type moves. I decided it was in my best interest to catch some Baltoy. However, these Baltoy I could find and catch didn't have any ground type moves either. Regardless, I did exchange a Baltoy I caught for a Pawniard that I sent to my box. As I was training my Mons for the gym, my game froze in the middle of a combat.
What happened to my game? You did this.
Forcing me to restart the game. After getting back into the game, I continued training as normal though.
Please don't run into anything else. What did I run into? Bruh.
All this training that I'm not going to show because it's tedious and I don't have anything to say about it. I was going to say paid off, but it may not have, because when I got to the gym leader, his Pokemon were quite a bit higher than mine. Maybe I should have trained more. But to my astonishment, my Litleo knocked out 2 of his Pokemon and my Baltoy cleaned up his Raichu.
Did I win? I didn't deserve that at all. I'm way under leveled.
I was about to call it there for recording until I found something.
I was about to get off, and then I found this guy. Yo, my favorite Pokemon. Please give him to me.
Yes, if you didn't know, my favorite Pokemon is Darmanitan, and up until this point in the game, I have been silently wondering if he is in the game. Don't know how the developer decided which Pokemon would be in the game and which wouldn't. It all seems somewhat random to me. That said, it was a crazy pull actually finding this little bugger, and yes, I was able to catch it. And that's it. I might revisit this game way later down the line if it gets a ton of bug fixes and updates, but I wanted to put the game down before I found too many other ways to break it. But was it a childhood dream to see Pokemon in virtual reality like this? Yeah, it was dope. Now that all is said and done, I must leave you with a parting gift of a few words. Opaque Publisher Fragment. I just pulled those words from a random word generator. I never said those words would be meaningful. Anyway, have a nice day.
Spearow doesn't have eyes. Look at this. Where are your eyes, bro?
Goodbye.